All right, welcome to Jack Dotson's Racing Insider News this week. I think Papa John's been eating. Jack even eat.
I even ate some
tonight.
I did. I ate some before I got on here.
And this one was worried about looking good between us two.
Well,
I'm just here.
I mean,
no, you're not just here.
I mean, we are a couple good-looking guys, you know.
I've been set up for failure.
All right, go ahead and get
All right, let's see. Let's thank our marketing partners here. We want to thank, let's try this, Slinger. If you need cards, hero cards, T-shirts, I don't know what all he does, a little bit of everything. Mayhem Management. Certainly Papa John's. I thank them for providing dinner tonight. Smith Wraps and Graphics. NC811. GAC, Great American Company. Bondridge Brothers Distillery. Pepsi. Langley Speedway. Bill Mullis, Chuck Hall, Vaughn. I thank those guys for allowing us to do the show from here. Factory Canopies, they give us these nice chairs.
These are. They're comfortable.
I know. We don't let Judd sit on them.
I'll let the guest have it. I don't.
He's nicer than you.
There we go. There's the first one. I like that one.
Well, that was the show tonight. Black Acid Apparel, if you want 1 shirt, 10 shirts, 5 shirts, they'll hook you up. Tell them Jack and I sent you. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. They help you with some social media stuff. Safety Clean and Performance Plus Motor Oil. Thanks to those guys. And
yeah, thank you guys.
yeah, Jack gets absolutely
get
nothing
nothing
out of
from
that.
them,
Oh,
so.
yeah, might want to take that off. See, it's all screwed up here. All right, did some fun racing this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
With some good racing.
I mean,
The Cup
both
race.
the Xfinity race.
Because I found out Kevin Harvick was not a fan of the new cars.
I was sitting there in the chair, like on my knees, watching the TV at my grandparents' house. Like, what's happening?
And then I say, sometimes he does talk too much, but you definitely know where you stand with him because he doesn't hold back.
He's brutally honest, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But Rodney, his crew chief,
He don't get excited much.
He was not happy either.
He was
Which
on Twitter.
I don't blame him. Yeah. I mean, to have, zero problem with the car, except I guess the rubber gets into one of those tunnels in the car that the air goes through and caught fire and then burnt the car down. So it wasn't a fault of the car or an accident or something along those lines.
No, it wasn't an accident.
Right.
But they said it's their fault that the car burnt up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when did that come out?
That came out today. They said it's their fault that the car burnt like it did because they letting all this stuff blow back inside the car and not giving them a big enough area to get rid of it. He said knocked 2 or 3 holes in the front of his car. That's the reason why it was so bad. But who am I?
Work smarter, not harder.
Right, exactly.
Jack, I made a killer barbecue pizza last night. Okay, well, look, man.
Quit rubbing it in, right?
Look, man, if you're going to say something like that, come on, bring it over here to us so we can.
We don't know it was good.
Taste test of 101.
That's right.
That's going to be the new show now.
You don't even have to bring the pizza, just bring the barbecue. That's all I want.
Eddie can make some good damn barbecue. We can attest to that. That shit was even just as good the next day.
And what about Kyle Busch turning his back on Coach Gibbs?
See, I've been sitting here looking at Twitter, looking at social media, and I'm wondering what he's doing. I'm sitting here like, what is the plan?
It's already done.
Because if you leave Joe, I'm sorry, I don't think Kyle is gonna make it much fun.
Well, it's already done.
Yeah.
But what I understand, it's already done.
Is it still at college? No, I'm thinking. It sounds like me. It could be Childress.
Could be, but I'm not going to bank on that one.
No. I'm surprised with. I understand.
I understand it's going to be Charlotte. They're going to make the announcement at Charlotte. So whoever it is, we'll know then to what the deal is. But right now he seems not to have a whole lot of good things to say or good things about Joe Gibbs after they've done all they've done for him over the years. And
frustrated.
so anyway, I'm not going to get into that part of it. All right, in the Cup Series this past weekend, King Richard got his car back into victory lane again, this time at Darlington, and Eric Jones got the win, and that was
Winner
huge.
number 17.
Number 17, and
That's the most ever in Cup history, series history, right?
yeah. So, and we're probably gonna see another one. I got a feeling we got Talladega coming up,
Mm-hmm.
the Roval.
Yeah.
So you may see another one come in there.
I think it was interesting that he finally got that car in victory lane. Victory lane exactly 55 years since they've been in victory lane there. That was cool.
Now, what is this here that Aaron says? JC's making you guys look real good tonight. Really? I thought you and I were tight. I didn't hear you. Really? Shane Laws too.
Well, hello, Shane.
Lord have mercy. All right, in the Xfinity race, Noah Gregson got the win. Up at DeCoin on the dirt, Ryan Unsicker got the win. Who is Ryan Unsicker, you say? Did I hear you say that?
Yeah.
I don't know either. At Florence Speedway, that's where Shane Laws, he and I hung out down there one time at Florence Speedway. That's, he had a good time down there. Late model wins by Matt Cox and Bryant Barnhill. Over at Hickory Motor Speedway, at the Bobby Isaac Memorial Race this past weekend, Ryan Millington got the win, and our guest tonight, Katie, gosh, we got her name already. Jesus. Anyway, she finished second. At Sobo this past weekend, Kyle Barnes got the limited late model championship, but Eric Winslow won the 2 races over there, but Kyle Barnes is the champion. At Sobo in the late models, your champion in the late models over there, Lane Riggs. And Baton Sellers got both wins over there. At Oswego in New York, our buddy Garrett Zacharias got another win up there. First time been in the car in a week or so, I guess, but he got the win. At Carteret in the modifieds, Brian Lofton got the win. Down at Mobile, the super late model series, Bubba Pollard got the win down there. I think he's won a race or 2 in his lifetime.
Yeah, I've heard of him before.
Yeah, down at Kingsport Speedway this past weekend, the late model Kres Vandyke got the win. That's a surprise.
Yeah,
it's really a big surprise. Second place went to Jaiden Reyna, who's going to be on our show tonight. He's one of the Kres Vandyke developmental drivers. So, I guess if he starts driving like Kres, 2 of them, nobody will want to race down there no more. In the Mod 4s, who won Mod 4?
Kevin Canner.
Kevin Canner won his 103rd race, and now makes 7 in a row for him. Unbelievable. Wake County, Clay Jones got 2 wins in the late models. In the bandos, Josh Lowe, and I did not get the rest of their lineup down there. At Spencer Mountain, the tour mods, Matt Hirschman got a win up there. Down at Dixieland Speedway this past weekend, in the Super 4s, veteran Ron Winterburn got another win. That's two weeks in a row for him. I raced against him years ago.
How old is this guy?
Are you trying to say he's old?
Well, if he raced with Jack.
Trying to be nice to you, but apparently that backfired.
He was getting it.
You know what? I'm just gonna be your friend for the night. Sorry, Jack.
In these, I don't forgot what. Oh, here we go. In the Super Streak, Jason Jordan got the win, and let me tell you something. He's got a mafia behind him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. In the Sportsman Series, Jay Perry got the win. Our buddy Roger Bell finished 3rd. And some guy named Brendan Butterbean Queen got the win in the late models, the Budweiser All-Star.
I heard he's having a good season.
Kind of is. I think it's his 5th win down there already. I mean, winning here, winning there.
Winning everywhere.
He puts one heck of a show on at Dixieland.
In the bandos, now we're going to Langley Speedway. What did you race? Race for horse and chariot? What the hell is it? I didn't see that till just then. Shane Laws. I thought me and you were tighter than that, buddy. Anyway, in Langley Speedway, the bando winner was Brian Runstrom Jr. That was the 24 hours of bandos. In the Virginia Racer, Riley Music got the win. Modified race number 1, Matt Carter. Modified race number 2, Ricky Smoot. I had to do that. In the Legends, Tommy Jackson Jr., Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson, U-Cars, Christian Keller, Enduros, Cody Bryant. I think it's like win number 10 for him. Yeah, I was going to go back to Western Sizzling with you, Jane, but you made that was the kind of crude comments you made about me, man. I don't know what she means by bandos are off limits. We're not supposed to talk about them. All right, driver of the week this week. I think we have 2 different mafia groups now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got one group from here, one group from down at Dixieland. But Kyle Nestor got the driver of the week this past week.
He had a good run.
Had a good run.
Hopefully they come back and run some more.
Yeah, it made it interesting.
And the guy Jason Jordan got 20 votes, and I never heard the guy before. Everybody was looking. How do we get him? How do we vote for him? I was getting messages. How do we vote for him? And all that. I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty cool here. All right, Brian Carver, he's glad you did what you were supposed to do today.
Oh yeah, he's talking about my tools. He said if I didn't drop my tools off at his house, he was gonna call you. I was like, all right, it's gonna be done. I promise.
Yeah, official of the week is JC. That's right.
I'll take it.
There you go.
So that but in our line of things of what we like to do, we like to get people in here that work here at Langley Speedway and don't get the recognition that they should.
Right.
We got all these people working around here, and we've had the scorers on, we've had other people on. So we want to hear what is your busy day for you on a Saturday around here?
Tires, everything tires. I mean, I start off my day selling tires. It keeps me busy for a good 3 or 4 hours, writing down numbers, taking barcodes, everything. I think that's my favorite part of the day. Everybody comes in, says good morning, how are you doing? We get good conversations in.
Well, they like you at that point.
Oh yeah, they love me. They come in there and make sure they got a smile on their face when I say hi, because I'm one of those people. If you greet me and we're all good in the morning, we're all good all day.
Well, they got to be nice to you because you're in the tires. And you screw up one time. I bet they ain't friends with you after that for a little while.
We try.
Now, was that the job you picked?
No, so I started in tech when I first started here when I was 15, and Reyna was teaching me a lot. I've learned a lot. Him and if
anybody else doesn't know, this is Brian's granddaughter. We thought
not
it was
daughter.
his daughter.
Not
granddaughter. Yes,
not daughter.
He's that old.
I thought it was daughter.
He's that old.
And look,
Love
and on top of that, I'm sending messages to the wrong Crawford.
He said to my mom. My mom's like, this is the wrong person. So she gets to me. I get home from work. She's like, Jack's texting me. I'm like, why is he texting you? She's like, he thinks you're Renee's daughter. I'm like, everybody gets this glow on their face like he's that old. I'm like, yeah.
Well, he is kind of old because when he came on the show here last time.
See, he said that. No.
I did. He come on the show. He didn't have 3 words to say the whole time he was here.
He was quiet.
So I'm gonna do this for him. He told me to tell you it's a great day to be in the Speedway.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you say that, he's gonna go off about it. He's gonna laugh.
That's all he said. Every time I asked him a question, it's a great day to be at Langley Speedway.
Well, sometimes you got to be confidential like that in our job. You
got to be politically correct.
I mean, we had him and Justin in here. We were trying to get to the bottom of the Hampton Heat stuff. We were trying to, or the tires. It was the beginning of the year of the tires and stuff. That's what it was. We tried in there, and all he kept saying was, "Good day to be at Langley Speedway." So,
that's all you can say.
He's not a man of few words out there, though.
Sometimes. Sometimes he gets quiet and he gets a smirk on his face, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
No, because I know when he's he's on a mission, and everybody's like, "What's he doing?" I'm like, "He's on a mission." That's how he gets quiet and he gets a smirk on his face every once in a while, and it's like, yeah, y'all might want to just let him do what he wants to do.
Well, it must be something to you because they put you around Brian, they put you around Basil, and everybody else kind of scatters.
You know, it's so bad. I was talking to one of the guys on the Nichols team for Super Streets, and he was like, you know, every time you come into the outside pits, everybody looks at you and stares at you like, oh God, she's here. I'm like, I don't know why. I come down to say hi to people, you know, make sure everybody's doing all right, especially how hot it is. You know, I was going down there, make sure everybody had water. The Bandolero kids,
You
they're
didn't
like,
give Jack a water. He fell out here.
Jack, I couldn't find you. That was my.
I was the one laying in the middle of the track.
Caution.
Sorry, I was in the spotter stand. I can't get down. Elevator got stuck. No, but the Bandolero kids, you know, I take them in as my kids because the way I see it, they are the future of Langley Speedway. And
You sure you're only 18?
I am. I know a lot of people say I'm mature for it, but you know, I tell them every time we get a new one, all right, you're adopted, you're in the family now. And I tell them, if you ever need anything, come to me. A popsicle, a water, a talk, a conversation. I want them to be able to be comfortable with some kind of official to come to me and be like, hey, I got a question about something, whether it's rules, whether, you know, anything. And I'm hoping that the kids really see me as that and, you know, as like a mother figure out here that you can come to and be comfortable with. Because that's all I want to be. Because I know they're making it out here and they're going to be bigger one day. And I want to make sure they know somebody out there is watching them and making sure they're doing the right thing, you know?
You got to look at some of these kids that we've got here at Langley. Think about it. If you sit down and think about it, they're going to be big names in racing down the road somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I think it's really big that you know, you got to treat them right now so they'll know.
Yep.
So,
and I tell them, I was like, you know, not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to love you, you know, but you've always got somebody that's, you know, behind you for anything.
you know,
And I will be that in an official way and make sure you're doing
that's
the
the
right
way it
thing
is
to
with
get
Scott.
somewhere.
Not everybody loves him. Not
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of people like him.
I'm
Everybody
sorry.
loves. Everybody loves
Well,
me.
not everybody loves Jack, so. Look at him. He's mad now. No, I'm just kidding, Jack. We all
Hey,
love
Brian.
you.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian.
You're gonna do just fine.
Hey, Brian. She's done.
I thought I was sitting here all night. Hold on now. Scott said I could sit here all night. So, but yeah, I mean, I really come out here and try to make a change, make a difference, make sure everybody's happy.
Somebody just put a thing up and said, "Stop
That's my mother.
adopting kids because she doesn't want any grandkids
That's
yet."
my mother. Yeah. Yep. She can
Well-
have adopted grandkids. She can get no real one.
We will agree with you
But yeah.
for sure.
But the whole tire thing, you know, being out there and a lot of people come to me at once. They all come to me, hey, how are you doing this morning? I'm like, I'm great. I'm getting there, you know, drinking my coffee, trying to make it alive, but we're getting there.
Now, when somebody like Mason Dunn comes up to you out there, and
No.
he's real nice and sweet and everything like that,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know there's a problem. So you might as well read through that and go on.
No. Mason's like family to me. He's like an older brother I needed. He
But you didn't need that.
you know, he's a jerk to me every once in a while, but in the nicest way possible. I know he loves me, so it's all right.
I never heard that.
He's a
Nice
jerk.
to Snake, and he's a jerk, but
you
he's
know, he's
nice
a
to
jerk,
Snake.
but then he's like, you know, we're still friends, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I got it. But yeah,
So how did you come upon wanting to be an official? I mean, where did that come from?
you know, it kind of came through absolutely nothing. I used to be out here every single Saturday as a kid. My mom used to be here. I was so addicted to this place. My mom went to Hands and Heat when I was a kid, and I stayed at home with my great grandparents, and I was mad about it. Because I was like, why can't?
Right?
Well, my mom was all about kids don't need to be there. That's her fun. You know, her one good night where she can hang out with her friends. So, you know,
Well,
but as a kid,
there's
She had
truth
a
to
book.
that.
yeah,
There's truth
but
to
as
that.
a kid, I'm sitting at home like
Maybe
I
she
could
was
be at
coming
the
to see
racetrack.
somebody.
Don't say that now. You're starting something, Scott. But you know, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, I could be at the racetrack right now, but mom's got to go without me because it's Hampton Heat. But I mean, I've been addicted to this place since I was a kid. I was running around in the playground and everything. Matter of fact, me and Alicia Potter used to be friends when we were kids. We still are, but we used to hang out all the time. And I would literally get here, watch the whole race. I wouldn't sit down. I'd be right at the stairs half the time, especially when Sean Beluso raced. And I'd run in there, go say hi to Grenade, go to the garage, run out to the outside pits, go say hi to my friends.
It's hard to hear you keep saying Granddaddy. Because I just so cute. Don't see it.
I can't wait till I come back out here again. I see him walking out.
I'm
Hey,
gonna start,
Granddaddy.
yeah, I'm gonna start calling Granddaddy.
Y'all are terrible. You're going to get me in trouble now.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I used to be out here all the time, and then I got to points where I used to watch Grenade work on the cars outside the tech shed, and my mom would talk to her friends, or my family would be sitting there watching, and I got interested. Now my first thing was I wanted to race, and Grenade was like, "You are the only granddaughter out of all these boys," like kind of mode. He was like, "No." I was like, "All right, I'll take on to the next position. I'll be an official." And he was all right with it, so I was like, "Cool, let's do it." So thanks to him and Bill and Vaughn and Chuck, I got my chance to be out here, and I've been having fun since.
Have you thought about it down the road somewhere, like trying to advance this tech, being a tech director, or tech person, and go to NASCAR and be a part of that? I mean, they've got a bunch of two or three of my friends are females that are officials in NASCAR.
I mean, I met a couple that were out here with Wheel and Modifieds that night that they were here. There was a couple girls out here that were officials, and I talked to them for a couple minutes, and they say it's great. I got accepted to the NASCAR Institute with UTI, but I ended up not going. I just, I felt like I know more here, so I felt like I kind of would have been wasting my time a little bit. But, it's a great school. It's awesome, but I got great ideas.
I tell you, when NASCAR technical is good for a lot of things, and I'm not downplaying it.
Right.
But as far as if you want a racing background or whatever, that is not the place to go.
Right.
Because I have sat down there with my son and talked to the people, and I've talked to everybody in the business down there, and they say, no, let him come here, work for us. Let us show him.
Right.
And he'll be better off with us than he would be over there. And when he comes out, you're not guaranteed nothing when you come out.
Yeah.
So you may end up in a car dealership or something.
Right.
Working on cars.
Where I was guaranteed here. I mean, Bill and Chuck love me to death. I love them for giving me a chance. And, I've stepped up. I do tires. I'm in the spotter stand at night.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Everywhere. They love me up there.
All right, now I'm gonna say this. You're up there, and Justin, we'll just call him by his name. Justin makes a call. I have heard that place go slam crazy up there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've heard them go slam crazy. And somebody will come on the radio and say, well, you got an official up there.
Well, I mean, it's always half the time it's me running around trying to get to people because there's so many of them. They're all spread out, and I'm like, hold on, I'm getting there. But tempers get hot. It's understandable. But what I appreciate about the guys up there, they come down. Usually they'll shake my hand and be like, I was heated, and they've got respect for that. They apologize to me. I've had people that I thought were just gonna walk off, and they came and turned around and said, I'm sorry for the way I acted. I was just mad. And I was like, I absolutely understand, because I do understand. You're in that position. Sometimes you're gonna get mad. That I signed up for that. I knew it was coming. So as long as I've got respect up there, and those people treat me as I wanted to be treated, and as I treat them, I'm good as gold.
First thing I said, my granddad's down there. You better leave me alone.
You want your shit to pass tech?
We all joke up there. Actually, a few of us the late model spotters up there, like Phil Warren and them, they joke up there every once in a while about him being my granddad, and they're like, don't act up. Her grandfather's Brian Crawford. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything?
Now we got a clarification. Brian Crawford is not known by Granddaddy. He's known by Pawpaw.
He is Pawpaw, Granddaddy, everything.
All right, Pawpaw, I want to see it.
That's right.
We gotta get this guy out of here.
Let's see.
Brandon said, Scott, it's gonna be a long night in the tech shed.
Yeah.
Hey, have you met that guy Kres he works with?
Kres, what's the last name?
All House?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
You ain't missing nothing.
Oh.
Who was that?
Brian works at the bus garage, right? Or something? Yeah.
Oh.
The only ones I know is Ricky Grubbs and Chucky. And Chucky, comes out here. He raced one time out here this season. But yeah, that's all I know.
He's Grandpa's new partner over there in the bus garage.
Okay.
He was a buddy of mine's sort of stepson for a long time. So I've known him since he was like 12, but he's wild.
Okay.
He's crazy as hell. He's a good kid.
Well, that's
interesting.
all Brian has to say. It's a good day to be at Langley.
But I think it's good that you understand that, and probably too, you're young and a female, and those guys probably come to you and they don't want to holler at you, where they would probably
Oh no,
scream and holler at me
you know,
compared to.
I've had some people, but they're still the same way. They turn around and they're like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, hey, it's all good. I don't take nothing to offense. And you can yell at me all you want. It's all right.
Now, are you the oldest grandchild?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Now, is there any other ones that are interested in cars? And
My brother is a huge fan of Mark Wirtz, and, you know, he likes being out here. I don't know if he would really get into it unless he had a chance of racing, then he might. But otherwise, I really think the rest of them, no, not really. I think it was a moment where I'm pretty sure he was thinking one of the boys were going to take this on. It was like, nope, granddaughter, boom.
So
She's
then
in it.
you had mentioned earlier that you got an apprenticeship to be a kind of like a diesel mechanic.
Yep.
So what started you to working with your hands and working on cars? I mean, hanging around with granddad, grandpa?
Yeah, that, and my dad was big into building cars. He was big on Honda Civics and all this kind of, you know, racing stuff. My dad used to hang out here at Wacky when I first started working at Wacky. But everything
you
really.
didn't have to DQ your dad, did you?
No, he never raced.
That would be a really funny story.
It would. But no, being around Grenade all the
You're like, I
time.
know your shit don't pass.
I feel like that would be if Grenade came out here with some kind of junkyard car out of Pete's just to have fun. I'd be like, I know that's not right.
You're right.
Good luck. No, but Grenade, I mean, I used to hang out with him all the time as a kid. I still do every once in a while. I mean, now I'm kind of a little bit more grown, so I got a job. But I mean, hanging around with him, watching him do whatever he does, because he's the handyman in the family. If you want your car fixed, you go to Grenade.
Okay.
So he's taught me a lot. I've watched him work on my mom's car that keeps breaking down every 5 seconds. So Chevy, everybody. But yeah, you know,
Well, you just step on people and keep on stepping. No.
my mom's car is probably the worst car I've ever seen. But that's because, you know, dealership don't want to work on it. But you know, Grenade really has taught me a lot. And then I found out that I could go to New Horizons in high school and I could do the whole auto tech class. And I was like, hey, this would be fun. You know, I'm already around cars as much as possible. I think the first car I really fell in love with was actually a truck. It was my great grandfather's Chevy Silverado, and he bought it just to just for me and him. It had to be early 2000s. I don't remember exactly what year, but he bought it. And
I was going to say like an older one, like a 70. I'm like, oh yeah,
I wish.
2 different decades.
Wish. You know, I really want a square body Chevy one day, but we'll get to that. But my grandfather used to pick me up all the time at school, my great grandfather, and he would always bring that truck because he knew I was in love with that truck. And then my Grenade and his wife, my grandma Lynn, they owned a Barracuda, a red. I think it's like 1960s Barracuda, and oh my gosh, I'm in love with that thing. When she brings it out, I'm like, ooh, you got the Barracuda out. But you know, I've always had this love for cars, and I was like, you know what, might as well make it a passion, might as well make it a job. So I got into the auto tech thing for high school. Grenade helped me out a lot with that because when I first started was when we first got out of COVID. But, you know, that first half of my junior year was still on the computer. And I think my worst time was we were sitting in Deltaville at his beach cottage and it took us hours to figure out a vernier caliper on a computer. And I will not touch one in person. I'm so scared of those things. It's like, what am I reading right now? And the computer messed me up so bad. And my teacher was like, look at the book. I let myself look through the book, I let my mom look through the book, and I let him read through the book, and we're like, we can't find nothing to figure this out on the computer. I mean, we knew how to work a vernier caliper, but it was like on the computer, it was like, oh my God, I feel dumb. So, but yeah, he's always helped me out with all that kind of stuff. I had great teachers in high school. My senior year, Mr. Young, he was probably one of the best teachers I could ever ask for. Even when we were not learning things in class, say if I wanted to work on my own car or I had questions about something, he was there to answer it full-blown, like chapter book sentences for
Well, say that you work on your own cars in that class?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of my friends, they had little project cars. Like my friend Justin has a Miata now. He actually bought it off that teacher. He used to bring it in. When he first bought it, he brung it in, did spark plugs and everything. And we were all sitting there laughing at him because they were so bad. And we had, you know, a couple cars that we worked on. He let us drive around the lot to see how bad they were. And I had one kid that didn't know how to turn or didn't know how to do stick shift. So he got in the car with me, and this was like old beat up Saturn. It was knocking so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, are you sure you're going to be able to ship this thing? And for a minute, it would stall out every single time. And we got it up. And, at first I was kind of iffy about it because I haven't drove stick much except in the old wrecker that sits out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to say anything about that one. We love it. We love it. I'm scared of that thing just because I don't do tow trucks with stick shift. But, I get it up there and it's still going click, 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 but I'm still money shifting. The kid's like, dude. I was like, I don't know. But, cars have just always been my thing. They're fun.
I think it's great seeing young females come into the automotive side of it.
Yeah.
And getting into it. I mean, it's neat to see.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely.
I would have said you could have gone down and asked Scott for a job at his shop, but you would probably been the only one working because he don't do nothing.
Somebody's got to be that guy, right?
I feel sorry for that poor guy that works with you. He's in bad shape.
Oh Lord. But yeah, cars have been my thing. I think I surprise my mom every once in a while about how much I know, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Well, what about this thing you got going, getting ready to have the Wacky Wednesday?
Oh, so my uncle's holding a 1993 Honda Civic, and my mom's not too sure about it. That's because my mom's scared I'm gonna wreck or something probably. But I want to have some kind of fun while I'm young, so I'm gonna try to make this little Civic hatchback.
Yeah, you're getting old.
Watch it now.
It was a joke.
That's your friend, not mine. All right,
And
but
a lot of people ask me, do we like each other? But
what do you tell them?
Not really.
we call
At least y'all know, But yeah. So my uncle Lance and my aunt Nina have one car that they're kind of holding on for me right now, and I'm hoping to get it together by the start of the season and just kind of have some fun, wing it. If not, I'll go sit in the pits and hang out with my friends and enjoy my life for the night.
There you go.
Just my little midweek fun. I'm not looking to do anything crazy to it for now.
Do you come on Wacky Wednesdays?
Yeah, I'm an official out there too.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it out there. The whole group. Justin Kern really does a great job putting on Wacky Wednesday, and we have a lot of fun. Most of the time, I'm up here doing the scoreboard. But lately, he had his neck surgery, so he's been doing that. So being on the ground more often, it's actually kind of more fun. I get more, interactions with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I love my guy Paul that's in here that runs the computer while I do the scoreboard. Paul is the man.
Well, now that you've done the show, I want you to go to Paul and tell him, look, you've done this show. It's no big deal. He needs to get his butt in here and do the show because I've been trying to get him on here too.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to convince him. We'll talk about it.
I see where Katie tried to get on, but it don't have no connection on it.
Her phone ain't got no connection?
I don't know.
Maybe she just has her camera turned off. Or she's got a computer that doesn't have a camera.
Let's see. Oh. Can't get her on here. Oh well.
What is that man saying on y'all's comments? I'm scared of what he's saying.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have it. She doesn't have a mic or a thing. Said you work the scales on Saturday nights.
Oh, I do. Pre-qualifying tech when we roll late models and modifieds through. I run the scales. Easiest job ever, probably. So you get those guys. They're like, "Can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Hold on, let me write my notes real quick." Jeez. I'm like, yeah, you can get your picture. Give me a second.
So what jobs have you done here?
Saturdays?
Mm-hmm.
I started out doing tech, kind of running post-race tech with Reyna. He started teaching me a little bit of everything. And then I started out doing the scales. That was my first thing. I think my very first job I did was the scales and then checking the cameras on the U cars, which was interesting because I couldn't figure it out.
There she is. Well, we're going to take a break for a minute and talk with Katie for a little while. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to stay right here.
Yeah, I know. I'm stuck.
Papa done told you ain't going nowhere.
Did he really?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh, man, great.
All right, let's get Katie on here.
Katie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing great, and not as good as you are these days, I understand. You're having a heck of a season.
Yeah, it's been a lot of.
You there?
Yeah, hello?
Okay. You went out on us for a second. I didn't.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun this season.
I know. And you've been traveling around doing some racing too, right?
Yeah, we've been trying to travel more this season. We ran a lot last year, mostly at Hickory to get used to running down south, but we've been trying to hit a bunch of different tracks this year.
So how many wins do you have at Hickory?
I have 5 total wins and 4 this year.
To become the winningest female driver at Hickory Motor Speedway, that has to be quite an accomplishment for you.
Yeah, that was really cool for us. Last year we kind of like heard of the record because Hickory's such a historic track, but there haven't been very many females there, and so we were like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to break. So we started running there more, and then we ran just a few races there this year, but we had success right off the bat and started winning. And then I won my 4th race this year, and they were like, oh, you're the winningest female at Hickory, and we're like, oh, really? That's cool.
Well, it is. It to be such a, I mean, that's a historic racetrack, and now your name is right there as one of the winningest drivers. It is a female, but you're still a winning driver at Hickory. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, it was cool because, I mean, we did get like the title or the record for winningest female, but I mean, that's not stopping us. Like, we're still going back to win more races, obviously.
So you traveled around and done some of the cars tour stuff? I know didn't you finish second this past weekend in a race or something somewhere?
It wasn't this past weekend, but at Motor Mile.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got second in the Pro Line model. I think we could have won it. I was right under the guy for passing for first, and we had ignition problems with my car, and it didn't go when I got on the gas. So that was kind of disappointing, but it was definitely a turnaround from my first Cars Tour race at Tri-County.
Why didn't you just turn right just a little bit just to get him a little loose?
I don't know. It was William Sawaj that I was running against, and he's a good driver, and he's always raced me clean. So I don't know, but I really wanted that one.
No, I guess that would have been a big deal for you to get that win there like that. That would have been big.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
Now, you went to Wilkesboro too, right?
Yep, we went there Wednesday.
So how did that go? Tell us how you like Wilkesboro.
It was a really fun track. We practiced on Tuesday, so I wasn't in the race. There was like a big waiting list and everything, and I didn't make the race, so we're all like upset. And then Monday at like 2:30, I had just gotten out of school. My dad called me, and he was like, "Hey, you want to run North Wilkesboro?" So I was dancing around like the whole school because I was so excited. And then we flew down Tuesday morning, and we tested there at North Wilkesboro Tuesday. And we weren't too good in the first practice because I never ran on the track before, so I was still getting to like learn it. And then the second practice, we were 11th out of 30 cars, so it was a really fun track. The race wasn't very well. Our left front bump stop got stuck, and the car was pretty bad in the race, but it was overall a very fun experience.
Where do you live at? Do you live in the Hickory area?
No, I live in Michigan still.
I thought you did. I thought somebody told me you were still in Michigan. So you travel back and forth a lot.
Yep.
Didn't you run some races up in that area sometime this year too, somewhere up that way?
Yeah, so I'm racing for a Triple Crown Championship at a track up here by me. It's Bertrand Speedway. And so that's actually where I'm racing this weekend, is up there. It's the championship race, and I'm second in points right now for it. So we're going to try and win that this weekend.
How do you keep up with all these things you're doing, all these racetracks you're going to, and different places and everything? How do you keep up with it all?
It's hard, but my parents help me a lot. They support me, and I'm glad because racing, I love to drive cars. So.
Now, what did you get started in, and how did that happen?
So my grandpa raced. He raced mostly open wheel though, and then my dad raced a little bit of everything. So I grew up at the track, so they both got started in quarter midgets. So that's what I started in. When I turned 5, I started racing quarter midgets. And then when I was 9, I switched to micros, 600s. And so I raced those for about 2 years. And then in 2019, I started running the CRA Junior Late Model series that they have up here by me. and I won the championship in that in 2020. And then at the end of 2020, we started going down south, and I started running limited late models and then late models for Matt Piercy Racing.
Wow. You have got an impressive resume there.
I know. And how old are we now?
I'm 15.
Wow.
You're getting old. You better hurry up. Getting old. So what do you see down the road for you? What would you like to do down the road? Are you looking for a career racing, or what do you think?
Yeah, so my overall racing goal is I want to win a cup championship in NASCAR. So at the end of this year, I'm going to run Las Vegas and Phoenix in an ARCA car. And then we're hoping, since I'll still only be 15, 16 next year, we're going to run the whole short track ARCA schedule and then maybe some truck races at the end of the year.
Wow, you got it all planned out, ready to go. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I think it's cool. So who all helps you with your car? I mean, or do you have different cars for different places? I mean, who all helps you with them?
So for the pro late model that I race up here in Michigan, Vandyke Racing Development, they help me with that one. And then the late model that I run Hickory with down south, that's with Matt Piercy Racing. So most of all my late model stock races are with him. And then my pro late model that I run for Cars Tour, that is with Highlands Motorsports. So they take care of that car and travel with us for that one.
Wow.
Now, is it hard switching from team to team? And I'm assuming you probably have a different spotter and a different crew chief. How has that been?
Well, Matt Piercy, he's mostly my main spotter driver coach. So he's actually flying up here Thursday because he goes and travels with us and spots for me for all my different cars. So at Motor Mile, when I got second in the pro late model, I was running a late model stock for someone else for a different team. It was a one-time kind of thing. And Matt spotted for me for that race too. So he travels with us and helps me out.
Okay, that makes a big difference, having the same person, the same voice on the radio.
So what are you looking at towards the end of the year? Will you be doing any of these big races at the end of the year? We got a lot of big Martinsville, Southern National.
I will be running Martinsville, so that's in 2 weeks. And then I want to run the All-American at Nashville, but that one I really want to run. And then really just the 2 ARCA races at the end of the year.
So you're not looking to go to the Snowball this year for any reason. So
we might. I'm not sure about that one yet. We'll have to see.
Wow.
Now, how do you juggle school and doing all this racing?
It's hard, especially this year. I started school at the end of August, and so far it's been really hard, especially I've missed weeks at a time. So thankfully most of my teachers are understanding and they help me get caught up and everything, but it definitely is a struggle.
Wow. You've got it. I'm impressed. You seem to have your head on straight. Everything's going right. And I think you got a career.
I don't know. You ain't got no boyfriend yet, have you?
No, not a boyfriend.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this like this: if you had a boyfriend, it would all go to hell right there. I've seen it happens here all the time. They get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. We don't see them no more. So you got to stay with it. You got to stay with a race car.
That's what happened to Jack's career.
I ain't getting into him. You don't listen to him. We have to put him back in the home tonight. So. Well, I think it's really cool that you've had the success you've had. I've been following you all the way through, and I am tickled to death that you're going to run some big races, and we'll see you around somewhere like that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, Katie, we appreciate your time and hope we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
And you got any sponsors you want to thank before you get off?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Team Chevy, they helped me a lot. They're on my late model and everything. Victory Custom Trailers, Fram Filters and All Light Spark Plugs, and then Concord Wealth Management.
Hey, is your mom Jessie?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said yes, no boys.
She just put a comment. She says, amen, no boys. So anyway, thank you, Katie. We appreciate it. I'll get you back on here sometime real soon. We'll talk some more and see how your season ends up.
Sounds good.
All right,
All right,
thank
good
you.
luck,
Appreciate
dear.
it.
Bye.
No. Oh shoot.
She's pretty
Oh
cool.
no. I know. I mean, 15 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
and accomplished what she has accomplished is pretty remarkable.
Dude, she is. She's won some. I mean, Hickory of
I-
all the places.
Right. I mean, your name's in stat sheets with, Ned Jarrett, Dale Jarrett. I mean, what, Ernie Irvin, I think.
No,
There's-
he didn't
no.
race there.
But there's quite a few
Yeah, quite a few.
names that have came through Hickory Motor Speedway.
Can you do these two at the same time?
Yeah, I think so. But not like that.
Shut up.
Let's see if we can go again. All right. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
All right. How you guys doing tonight? How you doing, Alex? Are you with us, Alex?
It might be old bleeding over. We might have to take one off.
All right, we'll come back to you in a minute. We're gonna
Oh, hey.
We're gonna reshuffle.
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Well, we're gonna reshuffle a minute and get it straight up here on us.
Who do you want first?
Let's do Jaiden first. We're gonna get Jaiden real quick, and then we'll come back to you.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
All right, nice to meet you, Jaiden. And I tell you what, now I didn't know until I went looking through some stuff the other day. You are originally from Yorktown.
Yeah, I am over at Langley Speedway. That's where I got my start.
Oh, so you've been around here for a while. You know about Langley, huh?
Oh yeah, I used to race there for 2013 till I think 2015 was my last race there.
Yeah,
back
where
in
did you race?
back in
did you
go karts, Hampton Roads Kart Club.
okay.
So you run the Hampton Roads Karting Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now I'm looking at your hat. It's got Ally on it. It's got Hendrick Motorsports on it. How did you get into that? I mean, and I know it's on your car. So how did you get it hooked up with them?
Well, I gotta say, I kind of got a little lucky. I went in one of their dealerships, and I was at the right place at the right time. They actually, the manager actually noticed me and realized who I was. He was actually on my Instagram page, just later after that race at Concord Speedway. We went into there, and I got extremely lucky, and we ended up getting a sponsor from them. And now, obviously, I went up the ladder, and they were able to give me these two sponsors. So they've really helped a lot, and I can't thank them enough.
That's amazing that you got into that. And how long have you been running late models?
Well, it's definitely different from any other car I've driven, but I've been liking it so far. I'm about to start my 10th race, I think, just this weekend at Kingsport. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. Great having Ally and HendrickCars.com on the car. I've learned a ton from Kres Vandyke too, and Kres Vandyke Development helped a ton.
Don't say his name loud.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. I'm saying don't say his name loud, but just go ahead.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just really thankful for the opportunity, and it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, now I'm gonna tell you something. You learn a little bit you evidently are learning a little bit from Kres. I mean, I call him the king of Kingsport because he's won everything there. But I noticed you finished second the last race at Kingsport, right behind him. So what's it like? What's it like racing with him?
Well, I mean, it feels while I'm stuttering, feels like he knows every crack in that whole joint, but he's extremely fun to race with, very clean, but extremely hard to beat. I've learned a lot from him, so only being like a 10th off of him or less, most of the time it feels pretty good. But again, just being around his time is way harder than just straight up out racing him at Kingsport.
Now, does he keep your car and work on your car too, or what?
Yeah. He works on my car mainly. I go over to the shop and help him sometimes, but it's more him working on the car. But I'm definitely trying to learn more about race cars because I haven't worked on my car too much throughout big cars, at least throughout the years. So I've been learning a lot on the track and also off the track on the car.
Hey, Jaiden, does Kres ever touch a wrench?
A wrench?
Yeah. Does he ever touch one?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, I was just wondering because that car runs the same way every week. I figured he never touches a wrench or nothing. Just takes it out there and races it.
Yeah, he takes very good care of the car, mine and his. It's a lot of work. He puts a lot of hours in, so it's awfully really tough to work two cars at once. But it's definitely very cool to see everyone there, see how much work they're putting in, and you have to really feel appreciative of what they're putting in for you.
So are you living down in that area now, or down there?
No, I'm over in Cornelius, North Carolina, but that's over in Tennessee is where their shop is out. So I usually have to drive up there about 3 hours and go race there.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I know where his shop is and everything. So yeah, I know that's a good little trip. So I was wondering how that worked out for you.
So
Yeah.
is that your car, or is that Chris's car and you guys are just using it?
That's Chris's car. I rented it out for 8 races, maybe more. I don't know, but it's a great car. Granted, it's his old one. He got a new one, but he's obviously able to make it fast.
Yeah. Would you put the bumper to him, moving for the win?
No, I want to keep it as clean as possible. I'm not.
Come on, man. Come on.
I think that's the only way you go get him out of the way.
You gotta put the bumper to
Well,
Kres.
I mean,
Ain't nobody else got close
well, I
enough
mean,
to him.
yeah, I mean, granted, I do want to make the. Well, I mean, I get an extra bonus from my mom and dad, $100 if I can win the race and have a clean nose on the car. So, I've been really trying to keep it clean, getting that extra money from keeping the nose clean. But I mean, I wouldn't want to get moved out of the way for the win, or just moved in general, just for running for, let's say, like third or fourth. Jacking the rear end up on someone isn't something that I would appreciate, nor the other person. So I mainly try to keep it as clean as possible, do more crossovers than just getting under someone and just moving them 3 lanes up the track.
So I guess he offered you $100 to bump Kres. You wouldn't go for that then?
200? Then yeah.
We can make that happen.
All right.
So Jaiden, how did we found out that you started here at Langley Speedway. How did that happen? So what got you interested in cars? Did your family, somebody in the family race, or what?
Well, actually, my family was never really interested in motorsports. My mom and dad, not really. They knew a little about NASCAR, but not very much. All they knew was that NASCAR was a thing. But I've always loved cars. Around 3, when I could really pronounce words, it was just cars. And roughly when I was about 5, I said I wanted to become a race car driver. So my mom sold her car, bought my first go-kart, trailer, all the supplies you needed, and we went over to Langley Speedway. Obviously, it took a lot of research and everything to see how we got into racing, but we made it work. First time out at the track, ended up finishing P2, so I was pretty proud of that. But granted, back then it was more just a thrill of being able to live on my dream. So it wouldn't matter if I finished last. I would have been fine with it either way.
So what all have you raced?
All that I've raced, obviously, karts, flat karts, some mini outlaws over at Millbridge, bandos, legend cars, late models now, and I might be doing some other things in the future, but that's about all that I've raced so far in my career.
So what is your plan towards the end of the season this year? Are you going to be running some of the big events? I know Kres is going to Martinsville, so I wonder if you'd be going to Martinsville to try to run that race or whatever.
Yeah, he's bringing me along to Martinsville. That's probably going to be one of the biggest. That's probably the biggest race of my career. He said that the intensity of rolling down the pit lane and seeing all the fans and knowing that you're at the Martinsville Speedway is electrifying. So I'm definitely excited for that event.
Well, I hope you get to live that out and get down there and have a good run. You got a good man helping you, Kres Vandyke, but don't tell him I said that because I got a reputation, and I don't want Kres to know that I think he's a good guy. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to get around. But
yeah,
anyway,
will do.
Congratulations, man! I saw how you ran the other night. Hope you get more. Hope you get a win real soon. And the $100 is still up there if you want to go ahead and knock Kres out of the way.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay, all right, you think about it.
And thank you, sponsors. If you got anybody you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank HenderCards.com, Ally Banking. They've been a huge help this year. Hopefully they can stick with me for the years to come and see where this whole deal can go forward. So
Yeah,
I just want to thank them.
We might have a replacement for Alex. Wouldn't even have to change anything on the car.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being with us tonight, Jaiden, and we'll see you again real soon. And
Good
if
luck.
nothing else, I'll see you at Martinsville because I'm gonna be at Martinsville. So I'll see you when I'm down there. I usually hang out with Kres down there anyway.
If you got food, he'll come up.
Yeah, I'll definitely say hi to all you guys, and thank you. It was fun to be on the show.
Thank you. We enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay.
Right, we'll do. Sorry, Will. Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
We know what you mean.
Good luck, man. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's get Alex here.
Let's see if he.
What's up, Alex?
Hey,
How you doing, man?
Do you hear us?
I'm
man?
good. We get everything fixed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
man.
we did. I think we did. Now we got you back and got you in good shape. So
Good deal.
tell us a little bit about your racing. What are you up to this year? Because I know you were racing in Kingsport too.
Yes. So last year I did win Rookie of the Year in the Sportsman division. This year has been probably the biggest struggle I've ever had in my racing career. I came on board with Kres Vandyke this season, probably about 2 months ago, and it's really changed my year.
Lord have mercy. Everybody done hooked up with Kres Vandyke just because he wins a couple races. I mean, everybody thinks he's good because he won a couple races.
Hey, the man's a legend.
Yeah, I know. King of Kingsport. I know all about it. I know.
Yeah, he spreads the rumors.
Yeah, he usually puts a banner up and says, "I am the king."
Well, there you go.
So Alex, how did you get started in racing?
Really, I think I was probably around 3 or 4 years old, if that. So I grew up with my parents, and my dad would always watch NASCAR during the off season of NFL. And I grew up a huge Gordon fan. So I think what happened was, as a young kid, I seen this colorful car on the track, and it just caught my attention. And between watching the colorful car, spending time with my dad, I got hooked.
Mm-hmm. Where are you from?
Bristol, Tennessee.
All right. He ain't far from Kres, I guess.
Not at all.
So what did you start racing in, and how did that progression go to get to here?
Really, I've been truly blessed, to be honest with you. So I started racing go-karts when I was about 17 years old. I worked my first job at McDonald's, saved up for God knows how long for a go-kart. So raced go-karts for many years. Then I moved up from the go-karts and raced front-wheel drives on dirt, and proceeded from front-wheel drive. I had to take a few years off, but I came back and I ended up racing the Sportsman division.
Wow. And asphalt, I'm assuming?
Yeah, asphalt on that, yep. And I also I just purchased a little Mod 4 to go dirt racing after this season's over, so I'm excited to get back on dirt this year.
Now, you ain't going to try to go race Kevin Canner, are you?
Yeah, hey, give me a track and I'll go race.
Yeah, well, Kevin Canner, he's one of them guys he's won everything at Kingsport too. You don't leave no room for nobody else.
Oh yeah, Kevin's a good one.
So, how did you get hooked up with Kres and that group over there?
So I knew their tire guy from years back, but he told me last year to talk to Kres, and as a rookie, I was kind of just doing my own thing with my own little team there, just going around and seeing what we could do. This year, all the struggles I had, struggling is not even the word for it. I really just went down to Kres and I said, "Hey man, can you point me in the right direction?" And it's been a blessing since then.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Kres?
Golly, maintenance. Maintenance.
I bet that's a big one for him, ain't it?
Oh yeah. I'm still not to his level just yet. I'm sure he will tell you, but I'm definitely moved along a lot more than I had been Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday maintenance. But it's crazy how much work he does behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I think that's what some people don't realize. The people like Kres or that dominate or do really well, people from the outside don't realize how much work those guys really put in. I mean, that's kind of the difference between, I'd say, an amateur racer like myself to somebody that really, puts the effort in. I mean, it's a lot of work to run up front.
It is. It is. I mean, I heard y'all mention earlier about asking if Kres ever turns the wrench. He rebuilds his cars after every race.
So he actually does touch a wrench every now and then, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does he keep your car, or is that your car that he has, or is that another one of his cars or whatever?
It's mine. I've actually got two. I filled a car in late model with another driver, and then I've got my own personal car that I race Sportsman in. So I keep it through the week. Kres really helps me with the setups, and then of course, if there's damage or something done to the car, he gets the car back on track for me.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better guy to do that. I mean, all joking aside, he is a great guy. I'm a big fan. So
Yep.
I think it's
Physically a big fan.
Shut up. I mean,
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He does it the right way. He does it the right way. So I mean, he's a good guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
For the rest of the year, I asked Jaiden what his plans are for the rest of the year. What are yours for the rest of the year? What's going on with you?
So really, my biggest plan is to get my cars pointed exactly race ready, and just to be competitive again. I mean, I've struggled so hard this year. So as soon as the season's done, my cars are going off, and they're just getting completely gone through and just getting ready for next year. As far as racing goes, I do plan to do 2 more go-kart races in the senior champ division. And like I said, I bought a Mod 4. I'm going to go race on some dirt probably 2 or 3 times before the year end.
Oh, good.
Busy man.
Yeah, you and Jaiden just got a lot going on, don't you?
Now, the champ card, is that dirt or asphalt?
It could be either or, but my intentions are to go race dirt. So I'm ending on concrete here Friday night, and then I'm going to go play on dirt for the rest of the year.
Where's the dirt track at?
Whitfield, Virginia, and then I'm looking at maybe going to Mountain View in North Carolina.
Oh. I've heard of the one in Whitfield. I've never been there before, so I've heard of that one. That's pretty cool.
Whitfield is that's where I started full size cars. I did the front wheel drive division there, the U cars. It's literally Bristol on dirt. I mean, it's a half mile, like 26-degree banking track. I mean, it is wicked. It's intimidating for your first time.
Damn.
Well, good. That's good experience for you. So hopefully next year you'll have everything ready to go and go out there and beat Kres around. Now I'm gonna ask the same question to you. Would you dump him for a win?
For a win, and right now, if we were racing, I would probably dump anybody for a win at this point. But I'd help them pay for everything to get it fixed if anything got wrecked.
As long as you got the trophy. Huh?
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you would dump him for one.
He would have to dump him. He just got to turn him sideways enough. He slows down.
Turn him sideways. I put a bumper to him is all I want to see.
I mean, it wouldn't be intentional, but if you can't,
It'd be intentional.
Jack, the first rule of racing is always the other guy's fault.
It is.
One.
Now, this comes from a guy. Alex. This comes from a guy that the other guy's fault when he turned around on the track and went backwards and hit him head on. That was the other guy's fault.
He shouldn't have pissed me off. That's still his fault.
Hey, things happen in racing.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Sometimes you got to teach somebody a lesson.
Hey, yeah.
You got any sponsors anybody want to talk about and pass out there and let us see who you got working with you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I got a ton of sponsors that have had my back this year. I'm thankful for. As far as my team goes, RJ Shelton, he's my spotter. I've had Teddy Testerman helping me out, and he's a huge blessing on the team as well. Sponsorships, I got to thank Wallace Imports of Bristol. They sponsor me. I got to thank the Natty Buck, Nicole Motorsports, Cascade Draft House, Exit 7 Towing, Fisher Construction, Bistro on 6th. And then, of course, Chris Vandyke for, stepping up and really taking over and helping me out. And also Blakely Mitchell Company. They're a huge sponsor for me as well.
So has Kres ever fed you anything at the racetrack?
I've had some pizza.
Okay. I just want to make sure because, I went down there last time and I didn't get much.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple slices of pizza.
So when I see you all, are you going to go to Martinsville and watch the race at Martinsville with him? Or?
I would like to. It really depends on my work schedule. I work a lot of hours through the week, which does make it, it makes it difficult for me to maintain my car. That's my biggest struggle right now, but just depends on my work schedule.
All right. Well, maybe we'll see you at Martinsville. We'll see Jaiden and Kres too. So good luck to you, man. Hope everything works out and you get everything get it going straight before the end of the year.
Thank you. And I also want to give a shout out to Stop, Pop, and Drop Shop as well. That's another major sponsor for me as well. So thank you guys for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you. We appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Why did y'all both look at me like
I mean, that's kind of, Kres is, I guess when you win 10 times in a season.
You tend to go to that guy and see what you need to do.
Yeah, but you win 10 times in a season, you really don't have to worry about your car. So you can go help somebody work on their car.
Right.
Because I was watching the race the other night and he was just gone.
So Alex wasn't that close?
Jaiden was maybe a half a straightaway behind him, maybe.
Kres was probably
he was closer than you were the time you got voted driver of the week. Let's put it that way.
I hate her.
oh my.
So that is
He can't stand somebody else get success.
success.
Yeah.
Now look, you work here, so you see this stuff, I'm sure.
Oh Lord, he's asking me the wrong questions now.
But when I did start this driver of the week thing, Scott was eligible. He's not eligible anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, when they make a rule up for
You
you.
don't even race anymore.
No, that's because my foot was broken.
Come on now.
I'll be back next year.
I hope so.
But anyway, he gets driver of the week. You
didn't watch the race. You didn't see how good I was driving, Jack.
Yes, I did watch that race that night. Yes, I did.
You was here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know when I was a kid and I first found out that you were racing, I was actually a big fan of you.
Really?
Yeah. When I first met you, I was actually kind of nervous to meet you. I was like, it's Scott Allen. Jack's looking at me like, yeah, it's Scott Allen.
Oh my God.
I'm so, look.
You're easily.
Well,
I'm glad we didn't invite some movie star or something to come in here. You get like
Jack,
that.
this is the last time I'm on the show. Don't ask me to come back now.
Let's do what is it? Sexy hair official of the week.
Who is that?
Shane Law.
For who?
What's up, Roger
I
Bell?
guess it's talking about you.
Oh, is my hair looking that good? Thank you. And she's all talking about my jeans. They're
Hey, what happened to your jeans?
I bought them like this. The good thing was
That's what happens
I
when you go
did-
racing.
But here's the
You're on a budget.
yeah. The good thing is I didn't pay $60 like girls my age would. I paid $10 for these.
All right.
$10 for what?
$10 for these jeans. Half price.
How many years ago?
Don't act like that.
I mean, the holes
Hey,
are pretty big.
That's a woman that's conservative with her money, Jack.
They're snoring.
That's a rarity.
You got that right.
I gotta have
I'm
money
gonna say
for
nothing
cars.
else. Let me go with that.
That's right. It's why when you get a race car.
Nobody said anything about a race car. Oh,
But anyway, let me go back to the story I was getting ready to tell you about Scott.
okay.
He gets all the, he finishes fourth that night. You finished fifth in a 4-car field. The leader come to the start finish line, went on around the track and was going into turn 3 when Scott come down through here.
Didn't have a scratch on it though.
Didn't have. Oh, it was pretty. The car was pretty.
Not everybody else's car though.
I don't know. That one time you you got hit or something on the backstretch that one time. I remember picking up like your side panel or something and throwing it in the truck.
Yeah, first.
I was like,
the last
well,
race
this
of
is
the
nice.
Yeah, that car was done.
Yeah.
The whole
That
car.
was a rough one. Matter of fact, Sarah Langley caught pictures of me carrying the
Oh, really?
panel. I'm like, thanks for the picture. Really appreciate it. Cleanup crew now.
Mhm.
Well, he said, no, my hair. Oh, you ain't here. We need to get you on here before Martinsville. So you
I know what happened to Crystal West this weekend. Did she qualified good this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think she got taken out like the first lap or something like that.
I was wondering, did she qualify second or
I'm not
third?
gonna lie, it was almost
Second.
midnight. I was half asleep, and that's why I was standing.
I know. When I
was
looked online, it
falling.
was like 11:30, and I'm like, "Damn, they're still racing."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Is this recorded from earlier? Because it's so damn bright with the
Yeah.
lights, you know?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's
I mean,
live."
it's now.
So
So who took Crystal out? I mean, I know she don't. Nobody
I'm
likes
not
her.
sure. I think it just everybody got so collided, and I think it was her and Robert Zero that got taken out.
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo to Zero. Yes, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that knows that.
I'm the one that named him.
You did? Okay, I was wondering who
We're
did
spreading it.
Boo Boo to Zero. Yeah.
Boo Boo to Zero. So Boo Boo to Zero.
How did he get up that close? Crystal was second. How did Boo Boo get up?
Like
that
I said, I think it was just everybody got bunched in together and just.
close?
Well, you
got
know,
taken out.
Crystal came on the show one night.
Yeah, we know. I was watching her.
She came on the show.
I had to make sure she won't talk bad about me.
You're the only one she didn't talk bad about.
Oh, and she said she was gonna.
She loves me.
She was gonna tear them boys out the frame on Becky Wednesday and on Saturday.
Well, now she's the one that's always like, yeah, you need to get out the whack. And I'm like, girl, I'm not even gonna get nowhere to where you are.
Yeah.
You seen what I mean? I hate to say it, but she got hit pretty good at Wacky Wednesday this week, and I felt so bad about it.
Oh, really?
Her and Sean Gideon. I mean, they're great drivers. They're the two that kind of keep it up with Rick Stott and Donovan Jewell. I mean, they go
How
at it.
many more Wacky Wednesdays is there?
Not many of you. It's like maybe 5, 6, maybe. Might be less. I don't know. I like to keep up with all my schedules, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
He ain't alone.
Yeah.
Not alone.
Says Chase has let me know that 16 days, 4 hours, 18.530 seconds. And Brian opens up the tire impound. Wow. You got 3 Wacky Wednesdays left.
Three left.
Gotcha.
Three left. All right. Well, that was a pretty good show. Even
was.
with you here.
It was wow. I think he's talking to you. I don't think he's talking to
No,
me.
you were cutting me down pretty good to start with.
I was getting Scott too. I mean, you can't lie on that one.
There's no favoritism, Jack.
No, I can't do that. I'm an official.
That's right.
It's a great day to
You
be
mean
at
that-
the Speedway.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that question. Because I had a question coming. Anyway, next week we're gonna have that the little guy. What's his name? Tristan McKee. I couldn't think of his name. Tristan McKee's gonna be with us next week. And that's your last week. That's your last show, isn't it? You know. Well, we're all
He's
going.
gonna have to fill me in for you now. I'm gonna call him.
You know who's filling in for him?
You.
Uh-uh.
Uh-uh.
No, we ain't tell.
Oh boy.
Because we even gonna change the name of the show for them while the weeks he's out.
Well,
The ratings will be ground.
Well, that's not a joke. That may happen. With me trying to run this thing over here, it might happen that way.
so he might end up calling me needing help. Hey, you want to
Can
be on
you?
the show
Do
tonight?
you know how to hit the button?
Right.
You know anything about computers? Come on over here, sit down. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have them here next week, so that'll be fun. And Dwayne's gonna be with him, so I don't know which one's the driver now. 11-year-old guy winning races. Unbelievable. Big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank JC for coming all the way out here and being with us.
15 minutes.
and we're going to send her home to Paw Paw.
Oh, Lordy.
And Paw Paw, I'll see you Saturday at the tire
It's
shed.
going to be an interesting Saturday.
All right, guys. See you guys next week.